Welcome back to the XNO Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley. And took about 2 weeks off, take some personal vacation time, which did the body good. My first weekend, I actually went to Bike Week in Myrtle Beach. For my viewers that love the smell and enjoy of exhaust and motorcycles, be sure to check out my good friend, the Real Life Bikers YouTube page. He got some clips of us actually being at Bike Week, and you should enjoy it. Also, he has some footage of that weekend, so you can see like what Bike Week is actually like. And second week, went to Maryland, check out the Waldorf area and the harbor. You know, good sights, good time to relax. But let's get right into it. Let's get back into our sports. Let's start with the playoffs. Well, my Lakers are, chilling from Cancun and vacation. We got put out. The Suns almost ran LeBron to death. That last game looked like LeBron was looking for an oxygen tank and an asthma pump, and he doesn't even have asthma, according to his medical records. So, like I said, LeBron, didn't do terrible, but with the injuries, AD out, and the others didn't play well, we got smacked. So, hey, it comes with being a fan. I'm a true Lakers fan, so I'm not going to give us any excuses. So I think that we're going to have to do some stuff for the offseason to get back where we're supposed to be. If not, we're going to get smacked again. So I said with the AD injury, I kind of feel like that was expected because he shouldn't have been out there. But we'll leave that to the real doctors. So good luck, AD. Hope you come back healthy because it will determine how long your contract will be. As for the Miami Heat, we're going to be very brief with that part because that was a pure disappointment. That's not the Jimmy Butler I'm used to watching and seeing, as well as that rest of that team. I don't know if it was because of the bubble. They had to run so many games without rest in a short season because we were both out of the playoffs in the first round. So, that could be it. But, Jimmy Butler, I know he still got some in the tank. He got a lot of dog in him. So, looking forward to the Miami Heat coming back next year. Also, the Hawks and the Knicks was very intense and entertaining. I enjoyed every game. Some of my good buddies, I was texting, hey, you watching this? Like, this is, that was 90s basketball, the rivalries, the taunting, the technical fouls. Like, I loved every bit of it. Ice Trae advanced against the Knicks, and I think that he shocked the world by beating the Philadelphia, the first game. And in Philadelphia, if you don't wake up, he will send you home. That young man is not playing. He is on a mission, and he feels like he has something to prove. I told somebody at the beginning of this year, I feel like the Atlanta Hawks is like 1 year away from being, dominant and actually getting into the playoffs and making some noise. They proved me wrong. They're ready now. Now, whether they beat Philadelphia or not, you can't take them as the little brother anymore. It kind of reminds me of the build of the Golden State Warriors. The first year, they're like, oh, okay, they're trying to fill it out. The second year, okay, these guys are getting better. The third year, everybody's looking around like, who are these guys? In the fourth year, they're in the playoffs and making some noise. Unfortunately, Mark Jackson got fired, I think, by that fifth year. And then they won a title. And then they went back, they lost. And then they won a title again and again. So I feel like, I don't know if Atlanta can do that, but I feel like this is around the time that they're starting to show people who they really are. And I feel like Ice Trae is feeling himself. He has a lot of confidence, and that is very dangerous. So good luck. I am pulling for the Hawks against that Philadelphia series. Even though I'm a Phillies fan, I'm not a 76ers fan. So good luck, Ice Trae. Like I said, enjoyed all those games. The Celtics game versus the Nets. I just felt like it was just me watching Jason Tatum do his thing. It looked like Michael Jordan when he first played in the playoffs and he dropped 60 and they let him score at will but stopped everybody else. So like I said, Jason Tatum done his thing. I know Brown was hurt and a couple other guys were banged up, but jeez, nobody else showed up to me, my personal opinion. But Jason Tatum, hey, stay healthy, come back next year. Brown hopefully comes back from, I think it was a hand injury. Looking forward to you guys playing because I wouldn't mind the Lakers winning their next championships against the Celtics because right now, if I'm not mistaken, on the record books, we're tied for championships. I think we were right at neck and neck. I think it's right at about 17. So I wouldn't mind beating the Celtics for that tiebreaker. Let's see. Who did I miss? Oh, The Mavs and the Clippers. That game, the series was pretty good. Like I said, I really didn't think the Clippers showed a whole lot. Like I feel like any day that they could have just fell off the side of the map. Playoff P done okay. I feel like Kawhi was the one that closed the game out. So it's kind of like Batman and Playoff P is still Robin. But we're going to see in this next series of what they're really made of. So that's going to be very interesting. Everybody felt like a LA team should have won a championship this year. The Clippers, you're the last hope for the LA teams. Let's see what you got. If not, you will be home in Cancun with us. Also, we have Milwaukee. Milwaukee was the team that took care of the Miami Heat. But the 2 games I've watched you guys play, make sure you guys can see me, I was very disappointed. You don't lose by almost 50 points in the playoffs and classify yourself as a contender. I don't care if you're home or away. I'm going to use the Suns as an example. The Suns played, I think it was Utah last night. Very competitive. Right at the end, they kind of like took over. They ended up beating them by 20, but that wasn't really how the whole game went. It got out of hand like the last 4 minutes. You're getting beat the entire time. Like, I think the one game you didn't even lead not 1 second in the game. If they don't get it together, I don't care how many weapons they got. You can go and play defense against these shooters and make them drive. Like, you have to change something up. If you get beat 4-0, you don't get beat like these first 2 games, okay, it's an improvement. But losing by almost 49 points at one time, that's atrocious. Giannis, if you don't tighten up, that MVP and all that, you're the greatest, that's gonna be out the window. You're not gonna be a has-been, but you're gonna be like, we're not what you thought you were. So good luck with that. I feel like the Nuggets and Suns series, I actually enjoyed that game last night. Like I said, got out of hand late because the Suns just ran away with it. But I feel like this matchup is gonna go to a 7-game series. I will make my prediction for the others after the games. But as for that one, I feel like that one was very competitive, and I think it's going to go to 7 games. As for the Clippers, we'll see after the first game tonight. I feel like the first game when they play against the Jazz, I think it's going to go into overtime. I don't really know who has the competitive advantage there. So if Donovan Mitchell shows up, he may blow the Clippers out. But if it's like a mediocre game by him, they could go into overtime the first game. However, but we're moving on to the NFL. As for the NFL, the biggest news this week, I mean, it's not really that big, but I'm lying. Aaron Rodgers didn't show up. Aaron Rodgers didn't show up, of course. We knew he wasn't going to show up. I feel like, he's felt like, hey, I'm being disrespected. You can put some respect on my name. I feel like he's going to show them, like, hey, I have more leverage than you think. Even if he does not show up and doesn't play anymore, I don't think the Green Bay is going to be anything close to what they used to be. So technically, he still wins. If he retires, he retired as an MVP. If they play this year and go 6-10, he'll get the last laugh. Because I really don't think with that coach, I feel like he benefited from Aaron Rodgers' greatness. With Jordan Love, I don't feel like he's that good. He should have never been drafted that high. It's my personal opinion. But we're going to find out. I don't think his weapons are really filling him because he can't win now. As for the second one, Julio Jones was traded. Now, it was kind of like, man, there's no loyalty in the NFL anymore. It's like, could anybody retire with their team? I think Larry Fitzgerald will be the last player ever to retire with his team. I don't feel like nobody else will. I think if you get a big contract and if you have an off year, they're going to try to cut you or try to make you take less money. Most people are like, I'm not taking less money. And they're going to go to another team. So I feel like the loyalty to franchises and players are out of the way, which kind of like kept football fun. Like, your favorite player is on your favorite team and they retire. Like, I was crushed when Brian Dawkins had to go play for the Broncos for like 2 or 3 seasons and then come back as an Eagle. I was like, for what? The guy was good. I mean, he still was playing as productive, but, they wanted to be cheap. So, I had to watch Brian Dawkins play with number 20 for the Broncos. But as for the Falcons, I felt like the two parties were not happy. They made it very noticeable in the public. And he's like, yo, I'm out of that place. But the fact that they traded him to Tennessee, Uh, that was not what I was thinking, but okay, not the worst thing in the world. I felt like the writing was on the wall when they drafted Kyle Pitts. I made the statement in another one of my videos that there's only one football around. Calvin Ridley been having good seasons, so you're not gonna stop throwing him the ball. Julio Jones, hey, he's a ball magnet. Kyle Pitts, he needs the ball as well, and you got to run it every now and then. So I just felt like it was too many heads out there, and like who's gonna take the back seat. So now with Julio out, I feel like Kyle Pitts, if he stays healthy, he can have a big year as well as Calvin Ridley. I don't think they're gonna do a lot in the playoffs, but we'll see. One more thing, the Titans, Ryan Tannehill. This is going to be your year if everybody's healthy. The Titans, everybody's they can go to the Super Bowl. They will only go as far as number 17, Ryan Tannehill, takes them. I don't care how much talent you have. If your quarterback cannot make those plays when they need to be made, they will not go as far as they think. So, Ryan Tannehill, I hope you got your mind right. Julio Jones is still an animal. The other kid, Brown, he can run, he can play. And you have a running game. Defenses should fear you. You got that monster back there getting 1,800 to 2,000 yards. I think this year he might take a little backseat and he may rush for 1,500 only just because they're going to spread the ball around. But nobody's going to be able to stack the box anymore. Nobody's going to be able to blanket these two receivers. So I feel like the Titans, if Ryan Tannehill is up to it, will be the most dangerous offense with those weapons and if they're healthy. Keyword, if they're healthy. But the fact that they're a run-first football team, so somebody's going to have some ego problems because that monster back there wants to get fed. Julio Jones, he ain't going to be out there blocking for 40 run plays. So they got to spread it out. Like I said, I think Henry probably is going to get around 1,500 this year instead of 2,000, which I still feel like is not bad. So good luck, Titans. I don't want to see that offense this year with my Eagles. I don't know if they're on our schedule yet, but I'll check it out. As for Julio, I think if he's healthy, he's an easy 1,000-yard receiver. A balanced offense will keep them from double-teaming him, and he has a good number 2, so he could have a very good year because the guy's a beast. I mean, outside of injuries, he still had like 7 1,000-yard seasons in his young career. So, we'll see. But the Titans, I feel like there's another team just like them this year. Going to have a good running game, plenty of receivers. And they're going to only go as far as their quarterback takes them, and that is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, you have no more excuses anymore. Cowboys, look at my face. You have no more excuses no more. Oh, well, we had injuries. Okay, everybody's back. Mostly everybody's healthy, right? Okay, you got Dak Prescott back. He's almost 110%. You got Zeke. He's slimming down. He looks like he's no longer eating Cocoa Puffs for breakfast anymore. He looks like he's having a good diet. You got 3 dominant receivers. I won't say they're elite yet, but they're going to be dominant. Your tight end, he's going to play short man on the stick, but I feel like with all 3 of those guys, somebody's going to get off every single game. Not the same guy, but, Cooper guaranteed almost 100 yards if y'all have a good game. Gallup, if y'all shade the coverage to the other 2 guys, Gallup is going to run free on the other side. So that leads to like, okay, are you going to stop the pass this game or are you going to stop the run this game? Only how I feel like you can contain this offense if you got a strong 4D lineman and can slow the run down and pressure the passer. Kind of reminds me of that Bears defense when Khalil Mack first got there. They'll send 4 and stop the run and the pass. So like I said, Cowboys, no more excuses. If y'all don't win or at least go to the NFC title game, they will blow that team up. Ezekiel Elliott, you will be playing for somebody else next year. Amari Cooper, you probably going to be playing for somebody else next year. Dak Prescott, you'll still be there, but you're going to have 2 of your weapons gone. So, guys, it's pretty much all or nothing for you guys this year. Cowboys Nation, good luck. We're in rebuild, so I'm not worrying about it. MLB news. Yes. Well, as for the teams, everybody's still pretty stagnant, but MLB normally takes a hit on its ratings when your number 1 player is out. Mike Trout sustained a calf injury. And whenever your number 1 player is out, you have to look like, okay, well, who is everybody going to look to watch? Because I'm a Phillies fan. I watch the Phillies games, but I still watch other teams. And most time, if I'm watching, I'll like, oh, let me see what Mike Trout is doing. Oh, let me see what the other top players are doing. And it kind of puts the pressure on the other players while Mike Trout is out. So, if you look down the list, it's like, okay, you put more pressure now on Mookie Betts. Now, he's going to get more eyeballs on him because you want to watch somebody that's pretty good. Mookie Betts, I think it's Julian Soto, and Ronald Acuna. Those guys are 2, 3, and 4 on the top 25 list. All of them are pretty good. Well, like I said, every time that I don't watch the Phillies, I'm looking at Mike Trout or one of those 4 guys. So, should shake up a little bit. But I think he doesn't have a ETA when he'll be back, but I don't think he's out for the season. So everybody else, tighten up. Each division has stayed pretty consistent. No one has really moved up or down. So if they were like at third, they probably still at third. Whoever between 1 and 2, a couple divisions may have swapped. The only team, of course, that has tremendously slipped are my Philadelphia Phillies. Lord have mercy. Like, we went from 6-0, then we went like 13-4, and now we're number 3 in our division. I'm just looking like we're I just don't understand. I do not understand. Are you guys familiar with the name of Bokeem Woodbine? Yeah, he's the guy from Life. I think I pronounced his name right. He's the guy from Life. They call him Can't Get Right. Yeah, that's what my Phillies are. We can't get right. so we can't string games together to save our life. So hopefully we get it together. If not, it's going to be another embarrassing season for the Phillies. But I'm still repping for my guys, True believer. So someone DM'd me and asked me my opinion of the fights this weekend. So I watched the Chad Johnson fight. I like the fight with Chad Johnson. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, Chad. The fact that he got the courage and the kahunas to actually get in the ring, I was like, you know what, Chad? You know what? I'll watch this because it's only an exhibition, so the dude is not gonna try to kill him, but it's gonna be entertaining because he's a novice. So cool. And I saw him again there. He's working the jab, and I felt like as a boxer, like I'll watch it, but I'm not like an expert. So I do know as the longer you go, the more you're prone and you get tired, these are going to start to drop. And Chad was feeling himself, and he goes to lay a haymaker, and my man tagged him. Pop! He got up immediately. He did. He got up immediately, but that goes to show, like, that's the difference between somebody setting you up and waiting for you to take that shot or somebody's going to take that shot. And that guy was waiting for him to throw that haymaker the whole time, and he put one on Chad's chin. Lord, have mercy. Chad got up. I give him the courage for getting up. He actually, he acknowledged, hey, you got me. But I feel like Chad is one of those guys that I think he's going to do it a couple times, but he's not going to go back and do it consistently. I applaud you, Chad, for getting there. It was well entertaining. As for the Floyd Mayweather fight, that was atrocious. Like, I feel like it did nothing for boxing. Nothing at all. First of all, the fact that this dude could barely lay a hand on Floyd Mayweather, and he's 50 pounds bigger than him. They let this, with Logan Paul, come in at 50 pounds over, so he's 190. Floyd is 150, 155. You can't even land shots on this little man. Like, no wrong, Floyd's a bad man. I can't say that I'll get in there and knock him out, but I promise you, I think I'm listed at 230, 232. If I lay one on Floyd's chin with full strength, I feel like I could knock Floyd out. I feel like I could. That's my personal opinion. But this man is 190 and supposed to be a boxer. And you can't land that one shot, not even a body shot. Like he's going to give up certain things. He's not going to take a shot to the face, but you can't land body shots. You could barely touch him. I just felt like that was, the fact that Floyd knew that he was going to do this guy in. And it wasn't entertaining. It was pretty much like, jab, jab, move, which is his normal fighting. But I just thought this dude, okay, 50 pounds, like he can at least toss him around a little bit, get some body shots. It was atrocious. Like I said, I got a free string from somebody. I watched it. I didn't pay for it. So, don't worry about it. I didn't waste no $50. But I feel like more sports are to come. I'm well rested and off vacation. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and we are out of here.